Good morning, afternoon, and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this moment. Welcome to 265th edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, it's good that this morning we're also seeing that the market across the globe is also moving in a mixed direction, and this is also confirming that the data that are still continue to hit the market, traders and investors or the trading community are still reacting to this data or information that is being released or policy statement coming from each of these domain regulators, central banks or their managers. These are what is driving their what the sentiment or what we call the volatility we are seeing what happening in this matured market. The good thing is that most of the data that are coming as analyst or investor or trader in this market, you need to understand how they influence decision of investors at any given time. But like I always emphasize, yes, the market in matured economy is becoming extremely volatile that you need to make sure that you trade your plan by knowing your entry and your exit strategy, knowing your stop loss, and at the same time your profit target. Don't be carried away with any market direction, especially if the market is in the upside, in favor of you. Don't be greedy. Know exactly when to cash out your profit so that the same market that provide that profit will not take it back, because market will not tell you when it's going to go down or up. If you are charting using your technical analysis as we do in this class, understand the sentiment report that we send, and I told you how to use it. Once you see that you see sentiment changing, and also looking at your volume, you need to know what to do per time, especially a stock that have rallied for a long time. Even when it's rallied for more than a week, be very careful. And for the market that also have rallied for a long time, also be very careful, because when you see market rally for a long time, that means the next thing you see in that market is what the market to find the other direction. It's natural. That is nature of the market. You can't continue to see an up market, up, or a down market. No. The beauty of any market in the world is that this oscillation or volatility, you call it, that you buy low, you sell high. And this is a simple mantra that every investor understands. Buy low, sell high. If that is at the back of your mind, that means you won't be carried away with upside market. It will also be you will be also be panicking when you see that market. That market provide opportunity for everyone to understand when to start accumulating. Why the up market, which is also every time we call a distribution phase, why not to start taking profit. And if you understand the four phases of the market, anytime that there is a stage for accumulation, where you see stock prices low, that will naturally tell you that that is stage of accumulation. When you see a markup move started already, and those that also buy at the markup, there are some like me that I trade some breakout alone. This breakout is that if a stock has been on a good resistance level, you see a volume and you see no momentum breaking out, say that a new information has come to the market that have to individual stock that you can take advantage of it. At the end of the day, it will help you. But if you don't understand how to use your technical analysis or how to use your sentiment, you need to also go for understanding. You need to go for for knowledge, and that's why I'm always take advantage of time to explain all these things in this class, so that at the end of the day, you and I will be in the same page, because it is knowledge. And if you are making money and making money, it doesn't stop anyone. For that is why anything you have, I need to share. Anything you have, you need to share. And that is why for those that are missing the premium class, where you see different investors with experience for years in the market, different analysts, even MDs or and also market analysts coming to that forum to share, what to understand. Like I said, by next week now, we're having a guest speaker. No, I said last week to be in our midst to share something of how to invest, especially as the inauguration of the new administration is coming closer. How can you diversify your portfolio? How can you hedge against losses? How can you also hedge against what any value that the market will still start going forward? You need to understand all this, and that is why the class will also be interesting. Make that time and make sure that you are in it. Yes, back to the foreign market we are looking at. We are seeing that all eyes are still on what on the Fed speak, and also the retail sales data, and also the data that mattered from China during the this week under as we started on Monday. We have seen that the numbers reveal that yes, there's a recovery in China, but it's a mixed one. We have seen that the industrial data are not looking too good, and also even the retail sales also are not looking too good. But yes, there's recovery already, and that also pointing that with this recovery support the oil market, especially as we're seeing that the war between Russia and Ukraine are entering another level. Things escalating yesterday night and even this morning as report has been released. But the good thing again is that you can see that China has also taken that move of peace to ceasefire that they've been talking. I can see that they always mistaken they've done that step by trying to visit different states or countries within the European zone and see how they can broker peace, visiting also Ukraine. I believe that that is the where energy should be more with all these big economies or big countries trying to sell their weapons to test who is who. I think it's time for us to go pitch peace. If China is in that direction, I think more leaders should come out to support that move so that at the end of the day, you can see that the price of greens have also rebounded 2 days ago because of even when there's a tension in green day between Russia and Ukraine and on the war. You can see that we've seen even when the war was going on, we've seen green price. But now that we're seeing the war escalating, we're seeing also green price reversing. Nobody know how far it's going to go. You need to understand all this so that at the end of the day, investors or market players should know where to go. And also, if you look at yesterday, we saw also oil price rebounding marginally. For me, it's also a good one. As a result of the news that the US also want to pile up their kind of reserve, to buy into their reserve, and also fear of demand concern remains because if the China economy that was expected is not recovering powerfully as expected, yes, it's recovering, but recovering is still missed because we are seeing some industry in that domain that are still remaining backward even after they have lifted the COVID-19 activity is still there. That means those in that domain are still not spending to kind of bring activities back. These are the things we are still looking, but I believe that investors should put all these things into perspective when taking decision. But the good thing is that the debt ceiling discussion is still ongoing in US. I will believe that at the end of the day, they will arrive at a good to a position. If that is achieved, that will also be nice. But I believe that that is what also the US market and other mature markets are still saying that the wave there is not pointing at where they are going. But as far that the date for the deadline is close, that it's just June 3rd year, I believe that before then, the Congress and the executive all putting out together. But I know that they are not sleeping. That also bring out reduce the pressure that we're seeing that most players in the market, investors are trying to reposition their portfolio, looking in the way of gold and bitcoins, and also these are the things we are seeing right now because you want to diversify so that your portfolio is intact even when there is a adjustment in the economic direction. Knowing that data from US has shown that if care is not taken, if Fed will not take a decided decision now whether to cut rate or to leave rate on the northward movement, that the economy will suffer for it. It is now left on Fed and also other economic measures to conclude where they are going. And don't forget that one thing that happened in that domain has a way of influencing other markets of the world. Even if you see at this hour speaking now, see that most markets of the world are mixed, but you can see that of US is flattish, it's not in red, it's not in green, just flat, it's a little bit green, but even that it's not in red. But for Europe, the same trend is also we are seeing. While Asia, we are seeing the rebound of also of oil being like a plus in that market. Africa is not left behind. Africa is still having a mixed market. But if you come back to look at what is happening in NGS, our local market here is becoming interesting. Why is it becoming interesting that even as we've seen the inflation figure for the month of April, that will also be finding a lot of analysts forecast. Some saying that it's likely to hit around 52.68. Some are saying that to remain flat. Well, nobody have said it's going to go down, but also that we're likely to see any margin above. At the end of the day, we saw the inflation going almost straight for the 4 months on the north direction, which also become a source of concern, eating almost a 18 years high. But the good news is that the market players, or both in the fixed income market and the equity market, are factoring in this inflation, knowing that yes, most of the companies in the exchange that are listed, for the result we have seen in Q1, have beat, in terms of their top line and their earnings, which is their profit that in terms of return, have beat what inflation figure is today, and that's a pointer that if that trend is sustained, we're likely to see a better earning at the end of the day, and that also support the payout of this component. That's why you, as an investor or trader, you should find way of reading and understanding the right way to read and understand to interpret financial market in the data, and also understand how to read everything that's happening in financial market, so that at the end of the day, you become beneficial, and also you can make informed decision. And before now, we saw that yesterday about almost 300 and something billion bond was launched, kind of extended, or how that was still relaunched now. And you can see that if you look at even the rate, it settled down. All of them are none of them is above by 16%, and inflation has hit almost 22.22%. You can see that even with that, you are seeing red. And yes, because they said we have borrowed much, and this coming government might like grow, rates will remain high. How much? What is the inflation, and what is the yield in the physical market? I believe that for the traders and investors in the market, this is the right time to know the sectors and individual stocks that you are seeing that their earnings are doubling, and that earnings to send you a signal that at the end of the day, if a company is doubling earnings, the people that are going to double their payout as dividend, or even grow their dividend more than what you are seeing inflation rate, is that, and that's what support the price. And for me, that's the third time you can make profit in terms of capital acquisition and also in terms of dividend. That means for those that understand this market, equity market remain the best way for you to hedge against inflation, and that is what I've been preaching anywhere. If you don't want to, it might not be all the stock in the market, but those selected stocks that has that fundamental, that has that projection, go there in and wait, and because every investment is against what? Against the future. For me, there is no cause for alarm. Earnings are reviewed, know that despite the slowdown of some Q1, numbers are good, and already we are past almost the second half of second quarter already. Today is sustained, but close to the side, it that if so far we are seeing improvement in liquidity, I believe that in terms of open cash, that was going to also impact the market, the economy. At the end of the day, see this company also doing well. For me, I believe that the trend we have seen in Q1, if sustained, for majority of the company that posted their Q1 that is positive, that will go a long way also to support the market as we speak. That means for me, investor in our market should just keep calm and also invest wisely, than also investing as what as novice or foreign bandwagon, so that when they go left, you move no. As those that are in this class, you know that your investment objective, your source of your fund, and at the same time what you want to achieve, also guide your decision and know how to stay in a position and the kind of stock that will be your portfolio. Once you have a goal and know what you are doing, you won't be panicking when others are panicking. Rather, you only take decision when you have seen potential, and when you need to take profit, do that wisely, and also wait for another opportunity for you to jump back. This market is there for everyone of us, but the knowledge you have and how also the tools you combine to take decision will also go a long way to help you. That's why for those that in this class that are yet to subscribe to buy a signal and also are not using technical analysis, you need to up your game so that you can also become professional in what you are doing. You might not be able to are trading the billions of people, even when you're able to grow your own wealth. I think that is the benefit of what having financial education and financial knowledge. Yes, on this ground, we saw that today that Union Bank have notified the market about the court order for the extra meeting AGM, which is good. But for me, I want to share on the chart how we can look at this market, looking at the chart very, very well, because the chart will go a long way to tell us what is happening in the market. And most time people take it for granted. I'll tell you that because the market is evolving. We saw what the market pulled back. Now we're seeing market rebounding. Even when people say there's no factors to drive this, I'll tell you that the earnings for March account is another for that if these numbers will beat expectation, but we're seeing the Q3 for those that are going to release by the end of March, which I mentioned it yesterday, that life of Flower May, Honeywell, and Northern Nigeria, we expect that all of the 30th of May, their unaudited account will be the market. For those that have reported their unaudited for the month of April, we expect also before the end of June, we're also going to see their audited account. But you saw what the kind of dividend that came from ETF from March account. They are not many, but few of them. But this number also has the work. And also those that are still waiting for them to mark down and also release make payment and provide more liquidity. These are the things driving the market. After seeing value from this market, that means you need to always look at what is happening in the market. Is very, very important. And for you also to trade, to be a short-term trader, you must understand what are the factors that drive inflation, that drive market forces, that drive once you understand the factors that drive sentiment, that drive demand for equity. All these things will go a long way to tell you what to do at 8 given time, so that at the end of the day, it becomes real position for you to know exactly what to do. Like I've said earlier, April inflation moved from 22.04 to 22.2 yesterday, but market did not react much. This morning we are seeing the market moving also in a bullish position. We are seeing more position taking. Just that this data that came that already been factored in, and also another one is ahead. One, we are looking at to see the GDP data for first quarter 2023, and at the same time the last MPC meeting in this administration that is coming up next week, on the date of 22 to 23 of May. And this also should guide you what to do. And in the past, the MPC, what has been the performance of the market either before or after the MPC meeting? We want to know, is it possible that on this data we have seen, this hike or trend in inflation, are we going to see another hike of either 50 basic points from 18 already that stays high? I won't put it to 18.5, or I want to 19.5. No, room to see what will be the diversity. For me, I have seen a trend, globally that most of the hike we have experienced recently are those that had 25%, 25 basic points up, from the approval. I want to do that in 25 or to leave it unchanged. Because don't forget the statement that CBN government made when he was already at the World Bank spring meeting in US, that as far as inflation is going to go up, it's going to also hike rate. And we have seen the effect of hiking rate on what, on the economies of mature economy, of those mature economy. For me, I think we have to think twice and see what are the market kind of reacted, how the pattern of the market during this MPC and outcome of MPC this period. We want to look at from even year to date, or can start from 20 September 2022 to date, because of the chart was presented, so that we can get the date very well and see how market reacted to this news of the inflation figure when it was released to the market. But before we go to that chart, we want to quickly look at what is the state of the market as we speak now. The state of the market as we speak is very, very important to us. And we need to understand what is happening in the market on the floor of Nigeria Stock Exchange the right way, so that we can now go straight towards look at our chart, look at the momentum, the sentiment, look at our indicators, what is telling us. Like, I always emphasize that here, I don't play with looking at the price action, looking at the timing and what and momentum. These are the three things to look at. But before you guys look at what is the pattern, where is the market going in terms of your chart. But before we come to live chart, now I want to look at what is the state of the market as we speak. Is market in the green or not? I told you earlier when I was doing intro on the market that our market has opened in green, despite there's a mixed trend we're seeing in Africa. As we speak now, our market is doing 52,370.78. Market is up by 139.49%. Market is up with 0.28%, which is good. I'll tell you, this is a good one for Tuesday morning or the midday. It's a good one for the market. And market growth remains positive. We're seeing 16 gainers and also 12 decliner. That you can see that market is still having buyers are still having an upper hand in the market as we speak. But if you look at the top gainers, the gainers and losers, on the loser, we're starting on the loser side. We're seeing that the same stock that top yesterday is still also leading the loser chart today. The computer warehouse group is a CWG. It's one leading the climate table as we speak. You can see also that Chief PLC, which is the consolidated hallmark insurance, is also on the on the top 5 results. You can see Coldtree Business Solution and Aduva, that rally recently, and ICO. You can see that most of them are on the top results are low cap stock, apart from Aduva, that is also a kind of the mid cap stock. But I believe that investors are taking position of what stock they should position and where they should go. And if you look at the gainer start, we are seeing that the stock that suffered losses there about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, Nigeria Brewery is coming up powerfully with 10% up. Is it on the market low price attraction? Because you need to ask yourself, is it on the base of the result? You need to ask yourself, what is moving the price? Then followed by Sovereign Trust Insurance, also gaining almost 9.8% or 9.9. We are seeing also Cornerstone Insurance, NEM Insurance, and Transport. These are the stocks that are making the top move right now as we speak. Looking at the chart at this hour. for me, it's not a bad movement for the market right away. Then, if you look at the top trade in terms of volume or active stock, as we speak, anything you want to call it, we're seeing that the UBA is gathering momentum. You have remained below 88 naira for a while, but you can see that this time it has gotten to 8 naira 50 kobo with a volume of almost 48.43 million share traded so far this morning. This is a good news for the financial sector. Also, can you see Zenith Bank also 24 naira 50 kobo going back to almost 25 naira. That is very nice at this hour. We're seeing 27.2 million share traded so far in Zenith Bank. Access is not left behind. 10 naira 20 kobo at this hour 25.75 million share traded. Transcorp is also not that stock is moving slightly up. I think that the Transcorp is also trading almost 2 naira 99 kobo, almost touching 3 naira this morning, doing almost 24.46 million share as we speak. And we can see the life of ICO at 56 kobo, trading at 22 points. You can see that banking sector is has remained active these days. You can see that potential in that industry and their consistency in terms of business implement and also the passive the financial state of that these banks are healthy. That also has been the kind of a plus looking at the numbers of this company and also other criteria like capital adequacy and others for this industry remain good. And that is why I tell you that globalization is really slowing down in the world today. Yes, when we bank collapsing in US, that will not automatically see bank in Nigeria collapsing. We know that when there was financial midnight, it was a general thing. But also started by banks like Lehman Brothers, having issues. But these days, most banks, I will tell you, are looking at what is happening in their domain. And they are, I said, gradually, as globalization is slowing down in the world, not in Nigeria, I feel that our banks and African banks are still very, very healthy. I've not had any news at what we are seeing in the in the Western world, what is evidence of their banks industry. But this is also a good news for the banks in this part of the world. Quick one, we're coming back to see the the look at the impact of MPC meeting on the either before date or after the date. What how have they performed since May 11, 2022 that we saw the first hike about what the date, the one that is coming up on this month by next week. How has market reacted after the hike? What has been the next step? Is it that market start coming down? But we know that when they did it the first time in May, market suffered a pullback in that month of May before trying to rebound, and also we saw it towards the end of the year. But this time now, I think the market has been in the up direction since the month of November, despite pulling back around April or March and April because of profit taking. Now we're seeing that in May, we're seeing the market trying to making a lower highs because of what people taking position ahead of what is happening within the system. But I believe that this want to look at now, look at the chart to see what has been the impact of MPC meeting on this market when the result is released or not, because you need to understand that now that this is the chart, we have seen that as we speak, I told you that market is in green, almost at 0.3. I said 0.28. You can see that here, you can see it here on the and market also start trending for consolidation because until market breakout, this pullback here, that's why you can see a new trend. But market is still consolidating powerfully at this strong position of strong support level of 52,000 psychological line. You can see that market is trying to make up. Once the breakout, this pullback that we saw last week on Wednesday, that's a new trend also come. Once market crosses and start making a 53, that would be very nice for the market. But as we speak now, market is making a lower highs. Market is still looking down, and this is very good news for the market. But before we go further and call the indicators that I want to use for today, I want to start from I said that in the month of May, 2022, that was the first hike we saw in interest rate from the CBN after other mature economy have started their hike. We joined that that race or that kind of agreement. Everybody was looking at it because they want to fight inflation or checkmate inflation. But in June, we also increased our rate. But because of the chart, the position I'm seeing now, I want to look at the one in September. I want to catch for the last let's say the last four MPC meeting. How has market react to the last four MPC meeting? I think it's considered enough for us to look at. If you look at the MPC meeting that was held on the 24th and 25th of September 2022, we'll come here and look at where is that chart here, September you can see the month of 24, 25. You can see at that period market was flat here. You can see it here. If you are looking at me from 23, 23 before the inflation, the MPC meeting, and after I can see that the market was flat. After that, market also pulled back because of rate was high. You can see it here. It came down, and the last one was held was in November. That was in November, 19 to 20. But before November, you know that the last quarter of every year they are about to see improve activities. That means market have suffered pullback. Prices have become attractive ahead of what ahead of the last quarter of the year. Already, we have seen in October the third quarter position of many companies that shows these companies have consistently maintained impressive number that will likely support a payout. And even during the MPC meeting that was held on the in the night on the 19th, let's go back to 19th of 1920 or 20 or 19 here. Let's do this 11. You can see yes. At this point, you can see here, even the day of inflation MPC meeting, you can see a day to it. You can see that the market could after the MPC meeting, market also break out. You can see that when the trend continue, and then in January 2023, first one in this year, was held on the 23rd and the 24th of this in January this year. You can see this period, during that or ahead of it, market was flat. People were cautious to see what the first inflation for the year is. But after that, what happened again? There's a breakout, continue up. You can see it here, the 2 days here on the 23rd, here 23rd. The market form what we call a kind of a hammer. After that, that is this candlestick you are seeing here. Let me bring it so that you can see. It shows that at that time, market was afraid of looking at what was going to happen. After that, market also, you can see, this is the date for the 20 years. This was for the 23rd. No, market was up on the 24th. That is the last day of inflation when the company was dead. On the 25th, you can see that market formed a hammer here, and this is a hammer sign of when you see a hammer after a bear market, you can see that even a bear price, you can see that that even it tried to grow, but it came back, and also that will have the journey continue in this period for that for the month of January. In March again, March 2020, March on the 22nd, you can see in March again, similar, we saw that that was the MPC meeting again. March here, you can see this around here, March 23rd to also, sorry, March 20 to 21st. You can see this is the 20th day, you can see also market was flat here. After that, MPC meeting, market was declining before it pulled back as as the same Airtel also lost that was market back. It tried to rebound and before it make a lower. Now that we're also ahead of what the same MPT meeting next week, but the market are going to make what a lower high, and that is good. You see that market, as I said earlier, that have factor in this position. You need to understand what is the market behavior ahead of what ahead of this figures that were spent or MPC meeting that will come with either adjustment or what or flat. But I believe that on the strength of the president I've seen, likely to be also another adjustment of for how the market react to it. I believe that market will accept already because even when there's adjustment, only that the economy is the one going to suffer for it, and that for me it will be unreasonable this time that we're expecting the new government to come in. I believe that it's time for them to leave it or change to allow the new government to come in. If that then they will not also adjusting. This also gives a boost to the market. But even when they adjust up to 25%, 25 basic point or 50, we're not about the market more. But even the fixed income market, we are seeing that reposition is also going on because the fixed income in the treasury bill market has not been stable. It's oscillating very, very missed on that. If this government are also coming with policy to drive the economy, naturally, is the first place to look at is the exchange rate and also how they can manage inflation, interest rate so that the economy will bounce back again because cost is part of what is causing unemployment because if company cannot have access also to expand their business, they will not be employing. Rather, they want to employ, they will be laying them off. That also causes insecurity. I believe that the incoming government should put all this in their mind and in their plan as they come on board. Yes, because of our time, let's quickly look at some stuff that made the wave in the markets today. I'll tell you that the way UBA is going, want to look at how UBA want to look at UBA chart. I want us to look at that chart very well together. We also look at the chart of Access Bank. If that permits us, want to look at what is happening in Nigeria, but just to show you the chart or Transcorp, I'm not discussing it, but just for you to see what is happening in that Nigeria Bureau chart on your own. But let's look at the UBA here. First, I mentioned UBA. We want to look at what is happening in UBA. The chart pattern. Yes, I've not called any indicators, but let's look at candlestick again to see where we are going. Because of our time, let's look at the indicators this hour. Let's look at chart, because I tell you, price action and candlestick speak a lot of volume when you are doing your analysis. If you look at the day chart, a day chart for UBA, I'll tell you this is a good pattern here. You can see, for a day chart after yesterday, here, like I touched even as high of 860 before trading around 850, 845. For me, it's a good one. You can see where it's coming from. If the stock can get to as high as almost 889 or 890, the probably is going to touch it again and support. You can see that this stock, that's why there's a markdown move here. The C or copper handle was seen there. Let's say the saucer was seen here. You take it there. If it it must come up here before you can say it cannot work. I believe that it's still an uptrend. If you look at, if you draw the chart from here, I see I put my cursor all the way down here. It's still what an uptrend for UBA. For me, it's a good one for the stock. If you are UBA now, you don't need to also panic, but rather hold your position. It's an uptrend what is in UBA. For me, it's a good one for the stock. Yes, quick one. Even though at 1 hour chart, let's look at 1 hour chart for UBA before we see what is happening there. On 1 hour chart, you can see that the stock is also very strong on 1 hour chart. If I look at the candlestick here, and the volume is also good, very interesting. Here's a quick one. Look at what is happening in access curve. Why we're looking at access curve? Because you see the rate, it pulled back after the markdown. But now that we're seeing the stocks, trying to stabilize around 10 naira and above 10 naira. Let's see. If you look at the 1 hour chart for asset, you can see that in the last 3 hours or 2 hours, the stock maintained an uptrend. Even at touch as high as 20, trade around almost 25 now, 10.25, touch almost 10.30 this morning. But let's look at a day chart for the stock. For me, it's a good one. After seeing this formation here, this is a hammer formation in the down market, it's just a sign, and that will happen yesterday. Seeing this morning, looking at this, for me, I'm not surprised because we already seen the sign technically that price pattern, I can't show you the pattern has changed, and that is what we are seeing here. But quick one, because of our time, let's look at 15-minute chart for this Access Bank and see. For me, it's also very strong. You can see that the last 15 minutes it has not looked like trending. You can see the black lines are trending. At that same 10.55, which is a strong one. Finally, we look at the Transcorp here before we call it a day. We continue the discussion, but I'll tell you that on how to read the financial market now and the rest of the year. We'll be discussing that also on Saturday, hopefully by God grace, where we're going to get that we can also get more on how to understand the financial market right now. Because yes, you say you know how to read your statement, your financial statement. That's not what I mean. Financial market generally, how to read the flow and what it tells you and what next action is also be taken. Especially when you look at all these major factors, interest rate, national output, and what and inflation. It tells you what is happening and where you should be looking at any given time as investor. You can see that Transcorp on the 15-minute chart, we already see a sign of a profit taking here. The 15-minute chart, you can see that it's a trending, and we're seeing this said that profit taking is underway in that stock. For those that there, nothing stops you from taking profit in Transcorp. But let's look at a day chart. On a day chart, they try to trade around 3 naira 92. It has touched almost 2.99 this hour. But to speak now, it's around 2.92. You can see where that pullback initially and rebounded. And this already was a good fit, I will tell you. For traders that know what to do, you don't need to wait until you touch this one before you do it. This one at this time was 3 naira 290 280. But this topic for taking your profit. Finally, look at what the 1 hour chart for the stock. As that in the last 4 hours, you can see that this stock has maintained an uptrend by the candlestick. There's no cause for alarm. The market remains very good, and I believe that this momentum will continue. And if the Q3 number was expecting from flour mill, northern Nigeria also come and beat expectation, we expect that this movement. And also those that also going to pay their dividend payment in terms of their AGM, where they approve it this period or this month. Also, those that don't also mark down this period, all this is going to influence the market positively with more liquidity coming from dividend, also going it back to some of reinvesting in the market or in the stock that paid them. On this note, I will say thank you and say see you tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Bye.